going to Book People. There's going to be a workshop there about how to write diverse characters. I am a little late. The thing is that my dog got sick this morning and I almost decided not to come, but he seems fine. He's acting normal. So what I did, I brought him with me.
Hey, Fuzz! You see, he's happy. God sick, Fuzz.
I probably won't be able to film myself just walking and getting there because I'm late. And I'll have to run. I'm about 15 minutes late. I hate being late. Workshops normally happen on the 3rd floor. So that's where I'm going now. We just ended here. I'm actually going to the party at the writing barn. Fuzzy is feeling better. Salima, she let Fuzzy and my husband stay in her house, so that helps a lot.
Oi! Fuzz, you want to check out what Salim is doing? Hi, Fuzz!
I'm washing a glass for Bernardo because my dishwasher is broken.
Hi guys, so I'm here with Salima. How do you feel like the diverse book campaign affect the publishing industry, that now more books with diverse characters are coming out, and how do you feel about that? How do you think it impacts society in a positive way?
Growing up for myself, I definitely felt inferior to little girls who had more Aryan coloring. I didn't consciously feel like there was any overt racism towards me. I was lucky in that sense, but there was definitely an undertone of feeling inferior. I think with everything happening with diverse books now, I think children, for one, are much more aware of when they're not being represented, because back in the 80s, growing up, you know, there was no discussion, there was no dialogue, there was no voice to be had if you felt underrepresented. You know, even if there's still a ways to go, I think that children are much more aware of it and much more aware that they deserve representation.
All right, thank you. Bye. Bye. Oh, we are now leaving again. I'll talk to you guys once I get to the writing barn. Okay, so we just got here and apparently there's people there. I'm going home now. Party is over. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the things that they said in the workshop. IW Gregorio, she talked about the things you need to do in order to write diverse characters. So basically you have to start with research.
I did do a lot of work while researching my book, None of the Above, which has an intersex main character. But I felt a really huge responsibility because, number one, I'm a doctor, and so I know that people expect that of me, but also, number two, I can sort of count on my hand the number of books that are out there that are about intersex, and that sometimes perpetuate harmful stereotypes, uses of language. And what I couldn't get from my medical textbooks is the stories. How do people cope with being intersex? What does it mean to them, and how does it reflect the way that they view the world? And so there are a number of ways I tried to research it, and you know, number one is obviously online, and the great thing is the internet has allowed people who are traditionally marginalized to find themselves and to realize that they're not alone. There's a really great group called the AIS DSD support group that has a terrific website with testimonials from people, but even that only shows so much, because you have to talk to people. You know, I did reach out to dozens of people who were intersex. It's definitely an act of vulnerability on your part, but it's also, I think, an essential act, because you have to be humble. When you're telling someone else's story, you have to give it to them so that you know whether you're doing it right. It was scary. First time I emailed someone, I didn't hear back. I had to email 2 or 3 times in different people. I ultimately found not just one or two, but you know, dozens of people who are interested in reading it. Research is important, interviewing is important, but also beta reading. Is you know, important. Because reading it after you put it down on the page and after you've imposed your own biases. They not only helped me with structure and the emotional arc, but also just word choice. I was making changes up to my second round pass pages based on feedback that they gave me.
And they also mentioned their website, the Write Diverse Books website, and they said that they have resources there. So I'm gonna put the link in the descriptions below. They also talked about word choice. We talked about like delicate word choices.
I think it really depends on context. If you use a word and then go out to explore why it's harmful or why it's problematic, I'm not opposed to using certain words in literature. What I am opposed to is using slurs because they're realistic. because basically what we do when we tell people that these slurs are realistic is reinforcing that it's okay to use them. And I think it's our job as writers to make sure we're very, very conscientious about the words we choose, and I don't think we need to censorize anything, but I do think we need to be aware that if we use certain words like retard or fag, those words have baggage. History based in power imbalances and power structures. So it's not just telling someone that they're slower, as retard would be, but it's telling them that they're other and that they're not as worthy as other people. And I think that's we need to avoid that. We need to write stories that are inclusive to all of our readers.
And also you have to consider how microaggressions affect your character's life. For instance, there's plenty of assumptions out there, like that all Indians are vegetarians.
Even positive things can be a stereotype, like the model minority, or that white people are always rich, or that African American kids are always good at sport. The idea is to turn those things on their head. You're writing to be rich and layered. Don't want to leave something at a stereotype. There's several things you can do to begin to upend them.
One of those would be taking the stereotype and dismantling it, making sure that you're building real characters that have real needs. What does your character want? What do they like? What do they not like? Who's in their family? Where do they come from? All of these kinds of questions build backstory. And backstory is the key to character and key to plot, actually, as well. So I think taking the stereotype, dismantling it, and rebuilding from there can help you avoid cliche.
Last, Natalie, talk a little bit about world building.
I think that in fantasy and science fiction, one of the things you have the opportunity to do is create a lot of intersectionality that is at once related to our world and also a commentary about our world. One of the things to consider is what it is you really want to be saying about your world and your characters, and kind of work from there. As you create cultures and as you create religions and politics, ways that people interact, you bridge from there into your characters. So it's about starting with the universal and moving into the specific. Mm-hmm. And I think a good way to balance that is to first consider the themes that you want to work on, and then move from there into the very specific, nuanced, intimate, character-driven things that you're interested in doing.
They give lots of specific information. I love that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button here below. Please subscribe with a B and not a V. Please subscribe. I said it right, yay. And please ask your questions in the comment sections, like which books that have diverse characters that you enjoyed reading. Please recommend him down below. If you want to see anything specific here on the channel, please let me know. Keep in mind that this channel is for you, so, you know, give me your suggestions. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you guys next time. Bye.